So I've been on the road for 1.2 miles now, and I'm already out of breath. I'm already feeling the lactic acid. I'm already feeling the altitude. I think my mistake was I just started out too fast. I've been off of my touring bicycle for about a month now, so riding with all this weight, big difference. And I haven't been riding at elevation, so I'm really feeling it up here. Not only am I out of shape and going up a really steep hill right at the beginning of this trip, but there's quite a few cars on the road. There's none passing me at the moment, but there's quite a few, and it's not a lot of fun. Started to get dark here all of a sudden. Looks like it could rain. It was raining last night. There are two elk behind me. One's right here, and the other one is over here somewhere. I can't quite see it. Somewhere over here and here. I don't think you can tell on camera, but that is the biggest elk I've ever seen in my entire life. The thing is massive, and it's staring right at me. Oh my god, that thing is huge. I can't even tell you how big that is. It's bigger than a cow. It's like moose sized. It is very, very large. And hopefully it doesn't come this way. But it is looking right at me. Well, that was great. I not only reached the top of the hill, but right at the top were 6 elk. Some babies, mama, and the dad was freaking huge. Gigantic. Oh, there's more elk here. I was really kind of kicking myself leaving Estes Park there because the road was so steep. It was hot. It was hilly, steep and hilly are the same thing, and there were lots of cars, and yeah, the cars were making it not fun. But now that I'm on this road past the top of the hill, the traffic has really died down. The shoulder is way wide, check that thing out, and even though I'm going back uphill at the moment and completely out of breath, the riding's a lot more enjoyable. Right away I see that thing about bears. Okay, bear sighting September 8th, just a few days ago. Where is the fee? What? $15? $16? So this campground here is $15.75 for a campground. Well, I'm by myself. If I was sharing the place with 2 or 3 people, that wouldn't be a big deal, but when I'm by myself, $16 to sleep on the ground with no water, no electricity. What am I paying for exactly? So I kind of think I'm just gonna keep going and find somewhere else to camp, but it looks like a nice place. It's just kind of ridiculous to pay $16, I think, when I'm sleeping on the ground and I'm bringing my own tent. I've stayed in hotels in parts of the world that were less than $16 and I got a toilet and internet and water, a shower. This place has nothing. $16. Stupid. This is what I don't like about bicycle touring in America, is everything right now is fenced off. I'm surrounded by thousands and thousands of acres of forests, free places to camp everywhere, but it's all fenced off. Fenced, no trespassing signs, National Forest Service everywhere. It sucks. I hate that. Why can't I just camp like at the top of that hill? There's nobody out here. drives me crazy. Especially after being in places like Scandinavia, where you can camp anywhere you want. This is just infuriating. So it's well after 6 o'clock now. It's starting to get dark. The sun has gone behind the mountains and I still haven't found a place to camp. I probably should have camped at that campground, but I'm kind of a picky camper. I've camped in so many amazing places. I don't want to just pick any old place. So I'm gonna go a little further and I'll find somewhere pretty soon, hopefully, to camp. Nice stretch of road here. I'm just getting a little nervous because it's getting so dark. I need to find a place to camp soon. Well, I'm now 11 miles past that first campground that I stopped at, and I'm now pulling into another campground called Peaceful Valley Camp Dick. Camp Dick. That's where I'm staying tonight. Oh shit. There's something right. There's an animal right there. I don't know what that was. Shit, that scared the hell out of me. Yeehaw! Oy. Nice. That was a beautiful campsite. It was $21 to camp there for one person just for the night. That's so ridiculous. I mean, if I'm pulling a big RV in and hooking up to electricity or something, okay, fine. And I got like 8 people with me, sure. But come on, I'm just one person in a tiny little tent. No electricity, no water, nothing. I don't want to pay $21. So frustrating. It's getting dark too, and I gotta find a place to stay. I asked the campground host if he knew where to stay, and he said the next campground's $21 too. He just said, yeah, just pull in the forest somewhere. And I said, I've been looking. I can't find any place flat. The problem too is I'm going up this big hill, so I can't go very fast. What about over there? Alright, so I found a place to camp finally. It's kind of on a slope. I could not find anything flat that was not on private property or in a campground. So I'm going to quickly and quietly set up my tent here. There's a road just a short distance over this way, so I'm just off of the road. But this is going to be my campsite for tonight. Free, didn't cost me a cent. I think that was a moose making its way there. I think there's a river or something down here, like a little dry stream bed, and I could hear it making its way through the bushes and calling. I think it heard me as I was setting up my campsite. It's a little scary. It's really about to get dark now. I need to hide all my food. I haven't really eaten dinner, but I don't want to be out here when it's dark, and I don't want to be eating the food in my tent. So I'm going to hide the food over here somewhere and crawl inside my tent here pretty quick. So I was going to show you this last night, but this is not the bicycle that I've been riding for the last year and a half. I had a red bicycle with red pannier bags. It was a Co-Motion Cycles Siskiyou touring bicycle, and it had a pinion gearbox and a Gates carbon drive system, kind of like a belt instead of a metal chain. Now this is my older Co-Motion Cycles Pangea touring bicycle. I got this bicycle in 2012, and I've ridden this bike across about 50 different countries all around the world. But when I got my new Co-Motion Siskiyou touring bicycle last year, I kind of abandoned this bicycle. And for this particular trip, I decided to use my old Co-Motion Pangea, and I left my new Co-Motion Cycles Siskiyou touring bicycle in Europe because I'm going back in a few months to Europe, and I just figured it would be easier to leave it there than fly it all the way here and then fly it all the way back, and certainly a whole lot cheaper. So I have my Co-Motion Pangea touring bicycle with me on this particular trip, and this is a 26-inch touring bicycle with 26-inch wheels and tires. It's got a metal chain, front and rear derailleur like you see on most bicycles. It's got 3 water bottle cages. It has S&S couplers, which allows me to split the bicycle in half if I want to, and that way I can travel with it a little bit easier on my travels all around the world. I've got it equipped with front and rear tubeless bike racks. These are really high quality bike racks. So on the back of the bike I can carry 2 panniers, and on the front of the bike I can carry 2 panniers as well. I also have a kickstand on the back of the bike, as well as a kickstand on the front of the bicycle as well, which helps to secure that front wheel, which is especially important when you're carrying a bunch of gear and panniers and stuff on your bicycle. This is my first time ever using a front kickstand on any of my long distance bicycle touring adventures. I've traveled with people who had that front kickstand before, and it looked nice. So I'm trying it out on this particular trip, and so far I'm really liking it. So that's a quick overview of the bike I am using on this particular trip. I spent last night camped out here in the woods. It was a pretty good night. I didn't sleep super great. I guess I'm just still getting used to sleeping outside. You know, every time you start one of these trips over again, you have to start from scratch practically. Even though I've spent years of my life sleeping in the forest, I didn't sleep super great, and I still have to get used to it. So tonight, I should probably sleep a little bit better than I did last night, and the following night I'll sleep better than that as well. So now I just need to pack up and get ready to hit the road. Not a super long day today, but should be a good one. The weather's really nice. It's warm, a little bit overcast, but sunny as well. Like the sun's peeking out up here, so should be a good day. Here we go. Alright, so I'm up above 9,000 feet now, about 9,500 feet, and it should be a slightly all downhill ride to the next town. I believe the town is called Nederland or something like that. So I'm glad I'm at the top for the time being. There's lots of yellow aspens. You can see them here off to my left. Just a second, there they are. Lots of them out here. And I think in just a few days, like, this whole forest is gonna bloom with yellow, and there's gonna be people up here coming just to see these yellow aspens and take pictures. But right now the roads are pretty empty and it's pretty quiet, and I'm enjoying it. All right, here's the downhill. Here we go. Woo! So I just made a quick stop there in Nederland. Got some food, some Gatorade. Everything was overpriced, way overpriced. Now I'm going uphill 2 miles to Rollinsville. Can you tell how out of breath I am right now? Lots and lots of climbing these last 2 days. This is not for beginners, for sure. So it's a little after 3 o'clock right now, and I'm on the road that I had planned on camping on tonight. So I'm basically looking for a place to camp right now. The one thing I don't want to do tonight is ride into the dark like I did last night. That wasn't fun. I didn't get a proper dinner or anything. So I'm hoping to set up camp in the next 2 hours or so. Settle in early, get camp set up, cook some food. I really haven't had a real meal on this trip since I left Estes Park at the beginning of the tour. So I want to stop early tonight, rest, eat a lot, and drink a lot, and get some good sleep. I gotta get you. Seems pretty calm.
Yeah. Only headed for a year.
So tell me who you are.
Terry Holden.
Yeah.
I live here in Rollinsville. Let me put my dog in the car.
Okay.
Abby. So Terry Holden. I live in Rollinsville, and I saw that you had posted, which I now found out it was your mom had posted. You were in the neighborhood, so I tracked you down. I wanted to come out and find you and say hey, that I watch your videos, and that I did a bike tour this summer, and just get a chance to chat. Maybe we get a ride in when you get back.
Yeah, tell me really quickly about the bike tour that you did this summer.
The bike tour I did was with Adventure Cycling. It was called the Selkirk Splendor. It was a very splendid ride.
How did you discover Bicycle Touring Pro?
I think I was looking up doing Colorado Trail at 59, and it came up in my YouTube feed, and I just started looking at it. I really liked some of the places you're going. I watched all your Ecuador and Colombia.
Yeah.
I have friends from Ecuador and all, so I needed to check that out because I thought that would be fun. And then just saw your Norway stuff. I mean, I think I've been watching you for the last couple of years.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came and tracked me down. That was awesome.
Yeah, I just couldn't let the opportunity. Last year you were in the area, but not close enough, and this was 4 miles from my house.
Right down the road, yeah.
It's like I can take a break from work and go find Darren and freak him out on the road.
Yeah, you did freak me out a little bit at first, but anyways, no, it turned out well. So.
Excellent.
All right.
Good.
All right, it was great running into you.
With you, and hopefully we'll get a chance to ride again.
Yeah, that'd be great.
See ya.
All right,
care.
Bye. So that was cool. That was Terry. He lives just 4 miles down the road back there, but he saw that he saw one of my Facebook posts saying that I was in the area, so he tracked me down, came up behind me, kind of scared me a little bit, but uh-oh, I'm going up a hill now. Anyways, we talked for over an hour, and now the sun's going down, and I still don't have a place to camp, so I gotta find a place pretty quickly here. I just made it across before that train went. Woo! The conductor beeped at me to say, go, hurry! So I cycled across. Oh my gosh, this hill is killing me. Check this out. This is the first free campsite that I have found on this trip. This is the campsite. Like, there's the road, and there's just a little pull out on the side of the road. And it says, permitted unless otherwise posted, limited to 14 days, must move 3 miles from previous campsite. So I could camp here for 14 days for free if I wanted to, in this little pull out. It's definitely not the nicest campground in the whole world. I'm wondering if there are others up the road. Should I continue up the road like I did yesterday in hopes of finding another campground? Or should I camp in this tiny little pullout off the side of the road? This campground is like right by the main road. So I'm kind of thinking of going just a little further. Maybe I'll go 1 mile. If there isn't a campground, I'll come back and camp here, because this looks fine. Not great, but fine. So I'm gonna go just a little further and see what I can find. Check this place out. Oh, this is what I've been dreaming about right here. This is a campsite. Yeah. This is the campsite that I've been dreaming about. Why are there not more places like this in the world? Come on. Yeah, just right off the road here, right off the trail that I'm cycling over Rollins Pass. There are several of these little campsites. This one has 2 fire pits here. There is a fire ban in effect right now, so it can't have a fire, but it's cool to know that people have actually camped here before. So I'm gonna set up my tent like kind of right there in the sun. The sun is still up. I wanna charge my solar panel. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get out my battery and the solar panel and point that thing into the sun. I just wanna charge it for like another hour while the sun's up. So the first thing I do before I even set up my tent or anything is set up my solar panel, and I have this big power bank that I'm using to charge all of my electronics, my smartphone, point and shoot camera, drone, all that kind of stuff. So this is the solar panel that I'm using to then charge my power bank. The power bank is in a zipper behind the solar panel. And I've just hung the solar panel on the tree pointed towards the sun, which is over here. And I'll just leave this here while I'm setting up my tent and doing the rest of my stuff in camp. Hopefully it'll charge my power bank just a little bit before it gets dark. So I've moved just a short distance away from camp, but this is the food that I have for tonight. I'm gonna try to eat as much of this as possible. I've got yogurt, 2 cans of soup, some baby carrots, cheese and crackers, and that's about it. So that's gonna be my random meal for tonight. Don't know if I'll get through all of this, but I'm gonna eat as much as I possibly can. So the sun is just dipped behind the mountains and it's gonna get dark here really quick. I just finished a bowl of soup. I'm eating some carrots now. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to get to much more than that. Today was a really good day. Lots of climbing. I am freaking tired. The best part about today was running into Terry, or having Terry chase me down. That was pretty cool. Terry is one of my Bicycle Touring Pro readers. He watches my videos on YouTube, and he just saw my Facebook posting earlier today that I was kind of headed this direction, and he hopped in his car and was looking for me, and there I was, which is a little scary, to be honest. This is not the first time this has happened to me, though. As Bicycle Touring Pro continues to grow, more and more people are recognizing me, which is a good thing. But when a car pulls up behind you and stops, and there's some strange person inside, it can be a little frightening. So I don't know if you try to hunt me down, please be aware that I'm going to be on guard for the first couple seconds at least until I figure out who you are. But yeah, that was definitely the highlight. We talked for like an hour and a half, a long time. And I would have been up at this campsite a lot earlier had I not talked to Terry, but it was worth it. I had just enough time here at the campsite to set up my tent, get a little food. It's getting dark now, and I'm gonna climb inside my tent any moment and spend the rest of the evening listening to podcasts and just relaxing. So, very good end to day 2 here in Colorado. That train going past in the background, those trains were going by all night long. This was a great campsite except for the trains. I was gonna make oatmeal, but I realized I don't have that much water left, and I'm going up over a big hill, and I don't think there's gonna be water anywhere along the way. Maybe there will be, but I just want to conserve my water, so I'm not gonna make oatmeal. Instead, I'm gonna eat the second can of soup, the soup that I had last night. I just want to get the weight of this off of my bicycle. So I'm going to eat this. I got a banana, I got some baby carrots. That will be my breakfast today. Lentil soup. Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good today. One of the things though that I was thinking about with this lentil soup is the fact that when you're on a bike tour, you have to conserve everything. You have to at least be thinking about conserving everything. So I was gonna make some oatmeal today, but when I looked at how much water I had left, I was like, I better save that little bit of water just to drink versus making oatmeal. And so I'm always thinking about that kind of stuff. I'm thinking about how can I conserve my electricity so that I don't burn through the electricity that I have. I'm thinking about conserving the toiletries that I'm carrying with me. I'm thinking about conserving the food that I have with me. And probably more than anything else, I'm thinking about conserving the energy that I burn when I'm out there on the road. You know, if I was in a bike race, I would push really, really hard so that at the end of the race, I was like completely dead and I had given it my all. But that's not true on a bike tour. My strategy is very different than that. I don't want to end every single day completely dead. When I'm bicycle touring, I want to end each day in such a way that I feel good enough to continue the following day. And so I'm always trying to conserve my energy at every step along the way. I very rarely push myself to exhaustion when I'm on a bicycle tour, and that's why I don't go super fast. It's why I don't stand a lot when I'm climbing up steep hills. It's why everything I do basically is to conserve energy out here on the road. I move slowly. I'm like the tortoise, you know? And eventually I get to the finish line. But I'm certainly not going to be the fastest one there. But conserving water, conserving energy, conserving everything out here on the road. Okay, so it's almost 11 o'clock now, getting a really late start today. I'm all packed up. Before I go, I just want to show you one thing because it's hard to see from inside the trees here. I'm going to just walk a short distance over here and flip the camera around. So down here in this valley, you can see the trains that have been going by all day long. You can see the train, and there's a tunnel right there. Now the trains go through that tunnel to get through this mountain. But me, I am not going through the tunnel, I am going over the mountain. So today, I'm going up this direction, up this road, up and over the mountain there, onto the other side. So that's what I'm tackling today. It's only about 25, 30 miles, but it's gonna be uphill and into the wind. Can you see the wind? Woo-wee! So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what I'm going to be doing today. I think looking at that mountain, you get a pretty good idea of where I'm going and what I'm doing. I'm gonna jump on the bike now and hit the road. It's time to climb, climb, climb. The road just took a big left-hand switchback, and now it's way steeper. I'm in my lowest gear at the moment, and I need another one. It's very rocky too, which makes it difficult. Oh gosh, the altitude, everything. It's hard to breathe too because there's a lot of dust in the air. My nose is all clogged up. I've blown it twice already today. I need to blow it again. This is hard. So I'm about 7 miles up this mountain now. I still have, I think, another 7 to go until I get to the top. It's very rocky, which makes it very slow going. I'm doing fine. I just wish I had more water. I've only got about 1 water bottle and a little bit more, maybe 1 1/4 of water. So, oh gosh, this is really, I gotta stop. You can see the road here. That's the way I'm headed. It's just rocky. This was pretty good actually, but there's behind me. And yeah, nice scenery. Hopefully when I get over there it'll be really nice. Looks cool over there. But you can see I'm getting towards the top here. It's up there somewhere. I'm 9 miles up this mountain now, and it's just started raining pretty good. Doesn't look like it'll continue to rain for too long, but I do have my rain jacket packed at the top of one of my front panniers, so I can grab that thing pretty quick if I need to. Oh gosh, it's so bumpy. It just makes it slow. It's so slow going here. I'm just stopping for a snack, but I'm also stopping to decide what I want to do, because I'm almost to the summit. It's kind of raining, kind of thundering, but there's blue sky over here, so it could just pass very quickly and I could be up and over. But I'm up here and it's beautiful, and I love this type of stuff. I love getting away from all the people and being in nature. And so I have enough food. I stopped and filled up my water bottles in a little waterfall back there. So I have enough water to get me through the night at least. So I'm kind of thinking of just calling it a day pretty soon. It's 2:30 in the afternoon right now, pretty early, and I could certainly go for several more hours and even make it all the way down and into town like I had planned. But part of me thinks, why rush it? I'm in no rush. I have no schedule really. And this is the kind of stuff I enjoy, so I might as well take my time and enjoy it. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to try to find some place up here in the next mile or so before the summit to camp. The summit of this mountain, the pass, is above tree line, so I don't want to go above the tree line for camping tonight. I want to stay in the trees. So hopefully I'll find something soon. If not, there were 2 campsites back there on the side of the road. Not the best campsites. They were like literally just in the pullout like I am right now. But if I have to, that's where I'll camp for the night. So I think that's my plan. Alright, so I have my camp set up and I'm just going for a little walk here. My campsite's back there. Look at this place, man. This is nice. This is why I didn't want to go all the way over the mountain and back into town tonight. I just wanted to be up here in nature. It's so nice. But one of the things, a big cloud just came over. One of the things I was thinking about just now is the fact that I'm feeling really good, actually. Like, despite the fact that I'm up at 12,000 feet elevation and it's kind of hard to breathe, and I'm going up this giant mountain on a really heavy touring bicycle, I feel fine. I feel better than fine, actually. I feel better than I did when I started this whole trip. And I've noticed that on a lot of my bike tours, that like when I'm in my normal life, I spend a lot of time in front of the computer. Just get out of bed, take a shower, sit in front of the computer day after day after day. And then I go off on these bike trips, and it's hard at first mentally for several different reasons, but it's also physically hard. And my body is adjusting to being on the road. And I've noticed time and time and time again how once I get out on these bike tours after several days on the road, that physically I just feel so much better. And I'm feeling that right now. It's like, look at this. Man, this is awesome. Yeah, I'm just feeling so much better. And I think it's due in large part just to exercising. I have some friends who like have never exercised in their whole life, I don't think. And some of them, a few of them that I'm thinking of just at the moment, are dealing with severe depression and things like that. And I can see how easy it would be to slip into severe depression when you're just sitting in front of a computer all day, day after day after day, and doing nothing but going from your bed to your computer and then back to your bed, and repeating that over and over and over again. That's just soul crushing, I think. This is what, for me at least, makes me feel normal again, and I'm very glad to be out here. Man, the sun is really bright. But yeah, I didn't want to rant too much, but I just wanted to remind you that like getting out on a bike trip like this one really does a lot to make you feel better, not only physically but mentally as well. Alright, so my favorite part of the day is here. This is the part of the day when I climb inside my tent and call it a night. Last night I had a good camping spot, but I was very close to the railway line there, and there were trains going past all night long, so it was pretty noisy. Tonight I'm way up in the forest. It should be a very quiet night. I think there's going to be quite a bit of wind tonight. Also, I have heard some moose or elk, I'm not exactly sure which, calling off in the distance over here back behind my campsite. So hopefully none of those animals come up here to investigate, but otherwise it should be a very good night camped out here in the mountains of Colorado. Good morning, Darren Alff here from Bicycle Touring Pro. I'm in my tent still, as you can tell. It's about 8:30 in the morning and I'm up in the forest, about 11,000 feet elevation. I didn't sleep super well last night. I don't know if it was the elevation or what. People always ask me, like, do you ever get scared when you're out in the forest sleeping in your tent by yourself? And the answer is yes. Yes, I do get scared sometimes. But I've been bicycle touring around the world for 18 years now, and I've probably spent half of that time sleeping in my tent. So I am used to sleeping on the ground and sleeping in, I don't know, strange places and foreign countries and all around the world. That part I'm used to. But yeah, I still do get scared sometimes if I hear a noise outside my tent and I'm not sure what it is. Is it a bear or is it a chipmunk? I'm not sure. You know what I mean? But yeah, last night was really quiet, actually, like eerily quiet. And now morning, I can hear animals running around. I can hear birds. I can hear the wind blowing through the trees. It sounds really windy outside. So I'm gonna get up now, and we got a pretty epic day ahead of us. I'm gonna climb over the top of Rollins Pass, which should be up at about 12,000 feet. So I still have a bit of a climb to go, and then we'll drop down into town. I'm running out of electricity, water, food, pretty much everything. So I gotta get to town today. First though, I gotta get out of bed. Oh man. I don't want to get out of bed. It's so warm and toasty. Shoot, I'm further away from the top than I thought I was. You can see the road off there in the distance, and off to the right there appears to be a tunnel that I did not know existed. So I don't know what that means, but we'll find out. I'm dangerously low on water. I've only got about a quarter of a cup left. I was hoping there would be some water here. You can see there's green plants and stuff. I thought there would be some puddles or a small creek or something, but no, it's completely dry. So there's a lake, I don't know if you can see it down over here, way down there. That's where I passed yesterday. I can't go back for that water. I'm just gonna keep going. Hope that I can find a puddle. I do have a life straw with me, so if I find a dirty puddle, I'm drinking out of that. Yeah, very, very dangerous right now. Up here, this is the tunnel, and it looks like there's a trail going over, so if the tunnel is in fact closed, I'm gonna have to carry my bike up that hiking trail over the mountain. I'm going to look at the tunnel here, just to check it out. Yeah. There's no way I'm getting through that. Check it out. Completely closed off. I'm so tired. So out of breath. So thirsty. I need to find water. That's the main thing. And now that we're at the very peak, in the hardest point, I'm gonna have to climb over this tunnel, go over the top. Oh my God, check this out. Look right there. Where is it? Right there. Do you see that? Am I dreaming? Check this out. Somebody left a water bottle. Yes, it's only about a quarter full, but I'll take it. Whoever left this here, thank you very, very much. Gotta be careful not to spill this. Wonder how many other people have drank out of this. I don't care. Oh my God. Yes. I'm seriously like not over exaggerating. This is exhausting. I probably should have climbed up here yesterday when I had more water. And I used it all overnight, you know? The view's good. The view is good. I'm feeling better now. Oh. Somebody with lipstick, I think, drank out of that. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna check this trail out, see if it goes up. I'll come back for the water. Oh, yeah. That'd be cool if there was like water bottles all along the trail. Maybe like ice cream too. Okay. There's a trail here, but I'm not sure this is the best trail to go over. It goes right on top of the tunnel. It looks a little scary to me. There's another trail going that way, but it looked really steep. Shoot, this does not look good. If I go this way, I'm gonna have to carry like my panniers up and then go back for the bicycle because I can't carry it all at one time. It's too heavy. Excuse me. Look at that view. Woo. I think I'm gonna take the other trail. This one looks too scary. The other one is more of a trail. This is like rocky on top of the tunnel. Now, I'm going to be selfish and take all of this water for myself. I know that I should probably leave some for somebody behind me, but I really, really need it. So, I'm going to take it, put it in my water bottles. water bottle. That's good. Let's get another one here. Oh my gosh, this is almost 2 water bottles. 2 water bottles right there. That is so good. Save me. I was seriously like down to nothing. And 2 water bottles that I now have to carry over the mountain. Okay, so the tunnel is over this way. Behind me, right here, is a very steep trail. It doesn't look that steep on camera, and nothing ever looks steep on camera. But that thing is freaking steep, let me tell you. So I gotta go up over that mountain onto the other side with this heavy bicycle. I'm not gonna be able to do that. So I'm gonna take all the bags. I'm gonna take all the bags off of my bike, and I'm gonna push the bike over first. I'm gonna leave all the bags right here on the side of the road. Push the bike over to the top first, then come back for the bags, carry them over, and then drop down onto the other side, hopefully. That's the plan. Here we go. Just about at the top here. You can see people have built shelters up here. Whew. It's pretty windy. I don't like the wind, it just makes me nervous. Now the question is, where is the road on the other side? I have no idea. Holy crap. I'm gonna put the bike down. I gotta go see where I'm going to. I gotta find this road over. It's over here somewhere. The pass is like right there. But how do I get over there? I'm trying to find the road. Okay. I found the trail going to the road, which goes over the pass somewhere over here. So I just have to get my pannier bags up to the top here, put them on my bike, and then I can walk the bike down to the road. Getting those bags up here is not going to be an easy task though. Whew. Nice view, huh? Finding that water really relieved some of the anxiety that I was having, because I was getting really worried about myself. I should be eating, but I'm a little afraid to eat too much because I don't want to dry myself out. But yeah, once I get down to the bags, I'm gonna eat a protein bar or something, and then carry my stuff up this hill. Whew. So I'm just gonna leave my bike right there and go down now back over here for the bags. I hope I don't have to do them in 2 trips. It's not that long of a hike coming up here actually. It's just steep and I'm tired, and we're at 12,000 feet elevation, so the altitude is getting me. Plus I have no upper body strength at all. I'm a cyclist, man. My arms are not super strong, so carrying these bags is really gonna do me in. Thought I was at the top, but this thing just keeps going. Look at this. According to my map, it's about 3.5 more miles on this road. Kind of flat. This is flat right here. But it goes up about 200 feet more, I think. And then it kind of evens out. And then after about 3.5 miles, then I begin to go down. Oh my goodness, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be. I just made it to the top. I'm currently at 11,854 feet, and I can see the trail down below me. So you can see this one. I can see the road. There's a couple cars down there. The first cars I've seen all day. Whoa. Better concentrate here. The road looks a lot smoother than this, so I think I just have like another 100 meters and then I'm on the road. I'm so happy to be back on this road where I can actually cycle again. I mean, it's still bumpy, but it's nothing like what I was on. This is wonderful. I love it. And the scenery is so good. Oh man, I want to stay up here forever. I just want someone to bring me an ice cream. That's all I really want. Ice cream and lots of water. Woo! Maybe a bean burrito would be good too. I'm gonna drop down now into town. There's a little ski resort here, and I don't know what they have as far as food and stuff goes, but Hopefully they have something. So I'm in Winter Park, Colorado right now. I'm on the Fraser River Trail. This is a 25 mile, I think 25, 30 mile bike ride along the river here, all the way to the city of Granby. So I'm cycling through this valley on this trail the entire way, paved trail. Oh man, this is so nice after being up in the forest, up on those bumpy, rocky roads. Beautiful scenery. I'm like here at the perfect time of year. The weather is really nice right now. A little hot, but not too hot. I just filled up my water bottles, saw somebody's hose in front of their house, so I got water now. Should be a good ride. Really nice little campground there. I couldn't tell how much it cost or if it cost anything at all, but I may come back there and spend the night there. The only problem is I was trying to find a place with electricity because I'm running really low. All my batteries are dead, my smartphone's almost dead, my drone's dead, everything's dead. So I need electricity, or I need like hours and hours and hours on the solar panel, having that thing in the sun. So the main thing I need right now though is food. I am so hungry and I have no real food. I want to get an actual meal in me. So I'm going to bike into town. Maybe I'll bike back here. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so just like that, I'm in a motel. I got the cheapest room that I could possibly find. It was $83. I negotiated them down a little bit. It was more than that actually, but I negotiated them down to $75. Worked out to about $83 with tax and everything. So there's the bike in the room here. I'll give you a quick tour. This is like the bathroom area. The shower and toilet are in there, and there's like this little dressing room, which is kind of interesting. And then over here, it's dark, oops, is the bedroom, which is much too big for me. But the reason I wanted to stay in a motel or hotel tonight and not camp, I wanted to camp actually, but the reason I wanted to stay in a motel or hotel is because my batteries on everything are completely dead. And I knew that if I camped, I'd have no opportunity to charge those batteries. I biked through a really nice campground on the way here, but I looked it up online as $18 to camp there with no electricity, no water, no nothing. So I didn't want to pay 18 bucks just to sleep on the ground. Instead, I paid $83, and the main reason for that was to get electricity to charge up all of my camera, smartphone, drone, etc., etc. So that's what I'll be doing here at this place. I don't even know the name of it. I'm not sure what this place is called, but anyways, it's good to be inside. I'm going to take a shower and then I'm going to go and get some food, but the first thing I'm going to do is plug in all of my electronics. Alright, so I've got my electronics charging here. The drone, my 2 DSLR camera batteries, all of this stuff charges via USB, and I forgot the little USB plug that I had. Luckily they had an extra one here at the hotel. They just gave it to me, so luckily I was safe. But I'm charging these 2 devices now, and then I'll continue charging for the rest of the night. So I just had a shower. I didn't realize how sunburned I got today. I didn't put sunscreen on this morning. All the other days I did, but not today, and I got fried. So now I'm just looking for food, walking around town.
Hey man, how you doing?
So I went to a local Mexican restaurant here called Casa Mexico, I think, and I asked for a vegetarian burrito. God, I'm sunburned. Look how big this bag is though. They know how hungry I am. There's chips in here too, but I'm gonna put this down. Open it. Okay. This entire bag is filled with chips and salsa. It's so big. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be eating like a king tonight. Okay, so I got that. And then, this is the burrito. Hope it's okay to put on here. Pretty heavy. Oh man. There's sour cream on there. I don't like sour cream, but luckily it's on the side. Here's my burrito. I don't want to tilt it too much, it's going to spill. But it's got green, like broccoli and beans and onions and things like that in it. So between the two of these, I'm eating pretty well tonight. A lot better than I did last night. Whew. So I am on the Winter Park to Granby trail right now. This is a separated bike path that goes for about 25 miles connecting these two towns. It's really nice because the road is off to my right over here, and the scenery in both directions is really spectacular. I thought that this trail was going to be paved the entire way, but that's definitely not the case. Still, it's really nice. Look at all these cows off to my side here. You know, I thought this was going to be a really easy downhill sort of bike path, but there's quite a few hills, which probably explains why there's not very many people on this path. I've only seen one other bicyclist and one person running, and I've been on the trail for about an hour now. So, not super popular, despite the fact that it seems like a great place to have a trail like this. Maybe if it were paved and a little bit flatter, see, here's another big hill I'm going up, it would be a little more used. Oh gosh, look at this. So I have a Subway sandwich that I bought earlier today. I bought this thing, I was starving. I sat down to eat it and I wasn't hungry anymore. Does that ever happen to you? I do that all the time. Like I cook a meal at home and as soon as I'm finished cooking it, I'm no longer hungry. But that's what happened today at lunch. So here I have the Subway sandwich for dinner and some Powerade or Gatorade or something. Trying to replace my electrolytes. I found a place here in the National Forest to camp. Really, really nice. I saw a couple deer come up to my campsite just a moment ago. It's very hard to see. Right there is a deer, or several deer actually. See it? There it goes. Sorry, my lips are really dry. And sunburned. Tomorrow I'm headed off in this direction, up over the mountains and back to Estes Park where I began my bike tour. It's only about 60 miles away, but it's up a giant hill. So I may try to do the entire 60 miles in 2 days instead of one and just take my time, go up the hill about halfway, camp out somewhere, and then do the rest of the following day. I'm in no real rush. So that would be nice. I think that's the plan. But for tonight, I'm just going to climb inside my tent, eat the Subway sandwich, and call it. Good morning. Darren Alff here from BicycleTouringPro.com. Just crawled out of my tent. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. Tent, solar panel hanging in the sun. I'm going to retrieve my food bag, which I've kind of hung in a tree over here, away from my tent. It was a pretty good night. It got really cold this morning and I had to put my down jacket and beanie on for the first time on this entire bike trip, which is surprising because I'm not at the highest elevation. 2 nights ago I was really high and I thought it was going to be cold, but that wasn't the case. So I just put my bag in this tree, not very high up, but there it is. So the plan today is to pack everything up, get back onto the main road, and cycle for about, I don't know, 10 miles or so to the entrance of the Rocky Mountain National Park, I think it's called. And I have to pay to get in there just to go on the road, which I'm not excited about. And then I'm not sure if I can camp like I am out in the wild here in the park or not. There's only one campground in the park, and from what I read online it fills up pretty fast, and maybe it could be all reserved way in advance. So I don't know if I'll have a place to camp tonight inside the national park. And if I don't have a place to camp and they don't allow me to just roll off into the woods, that means that I have to bike through the entire park, which is up a giant 2,500 foot hill or something like that, from what I understand, all the way to Estes Park, which is about 60 miles away from here. So the plan is, if I can stay at the campground, I'll end up biking like 20-25 miles today. If I can't, I have to do the entire 60 miles up that giant hill in one day, and it's going to be a totally long and exhausting day. So it's either going to be a really short day or a really long day, and I'm not sure which. So I gotta pack up, eat a lot really quick, and get on the road. Here we go. Alright, so I made it out of the forest. I'm back on this country road for about 2 miles down to the main road, the main highway, and then I'll begin cycling north towards the national park. Alright, I'm on the main road now, heading north. I think it's about a 10-mile bike ride, gradually going uphill towards the entrance of Rocky Mountain National Park. There's the lake behind me. Alright, so 48 miles to Estes Park. My van's a little bit further than that, but and then here's the sign entering Rocky Mountain National Park. So I'm not actually in the park. Well, I'm in the park right now, but I haven't paid the entrance fee yet. I think the toll booth is up here somewhere. But so far the shoulder is narrower than the public road. So that's not good. The road surface is good, but not as much room to bike in. Ooh, good colors. There's actually a big old moose sitting over here that the cars are driving past. Oh, it's an elk, I think. You see him back there? There he is. He's standing up now. He's right in the middle of the screen. He's got some big antlers on him. So here's the sign saying do not approach wildlife, photographed from roadside. And the elk is like right here. It's hard to see, but he's way back there in the shade. The cars driving past can't see him, but I can see him. See, that's one of the advantages of bicycle touring, is you're going slow enough that you can kind of look around and spot these animals that the drivers, they're having to pay so much attention to the road, hopefully, that they're not able to see those animals that are quite a ways off. So I was able to spot that elk when no one else was. This is cool. If it's this gradual the whole way up, well, it's not gradual, it's pretty steep, but if it's this steep, it won't be that bad. Hopefully it doesn't get too much steeper, but I think it does. All right, so 7-day pass, $35 to get in here. Jeez, it's ridiculous. Hopefully I know there's a discount for bicycles, but it's not much. It's like 20 bucks instead of 35, I think. Still very high. Hello.
Hello.
How much is it for me?
15.
Okay. Okay, so I paid $15 for a 1-day park pass. She said that I could, if I decide to stay overnight, I could just upgrade to the multi-day, which is $20 for 7 days in the park. But I think that means because I just paid for 1 day, I'm going to try to cycle the entire road today. I didn't ask her how far it was to the top. I should have asked her that. That would have been good information to know. But I think it's like 30 something miles to the top and then another 15 or something down into Estes Park. So 45 miles total. I'm looking for moose, I'm looking for bear, I'm looking for Bigfoot. Haven't seen anything yet, just one elk. So off to my left there is the Timber Creek campground. This is the only campground that I know of in the park on this road. There's no trees, no shade, no electricity. I don't know if there's even water. And it costs $26 a night. So I'm not gonna camp there. I'm just gonna ride my bike all the way to the top of the mountain and get out of this park by the end of today. $26 plus the $15 I paid to get in. $31. No, $41 it would cost if I camped there. Jeez, crazy. I can't do math when I'm going uphill. There was a sign right at the entrance to the campground there saying that there were bears in the area and to like lock up all your food and stuff. And I honestly am more scared of bears staying in established campgrounds like that than I am just like camping out in the middle of the woods. because bears learn that campgrounds equal food. And so I always get a little bit more scared when I'm camped in a campground with a whole bunch of people and they're, you know, igloos full of food just sitting out on the picnic tables, versus myself being in the forest somewhere by myself. Anyways, okay, now that I'm past the campground, the uphill section of my ride is going to begin, and I think it's going to get very, very steep. So the trick is, I think it's only about 16 miles from here to the top. There's some other little hills after that, but for the most part 16 miles or so of very steep uphill climbing. My secret is to go very, very slow and take lots of breaks. I'm almost at the top. 1 mile to go. I am dying. All right, woo! I made it to the top. If it was 1 more mile, I don't think I would make it. I am beat. So right now it's 20 miles downhill. It's cold. All right, so that just about does it for my bicycle tour in the mountains of Colorado. Looking back at this entire bicycle tour now, I think my favorite moment of the entire trip was climbing up and over Rollins Pass and being out there in nature, being on that dirty, rocky road. It was very, very hard. But one of the things that I have learned from my bicycle touring adventures all around the world over the last 19 years is that oftentimes the most difficult, scary, challenging moment on a bicycle tour are the best moments when you look back at the trip afterwards. And that was very much the case on this particular bike tour. Climbing up over Rollins Pass and being out in nature, almost out of water and going up this very steep, very high road turned out to be the best part of the entire bicycle tour. Now, this bicycle tour has come to an end, but I am going to be doing more bicycle tours in the United States in the future. So if you could do me a big favor, leave a comment down below and let me know where you'd like to see me go bicycle touring in the United States in the future. I know a lot of you live in the US and you'd like to see me do more touring in the United States. So please give me your suggestions on where I should go bike touring in a future video series. Finally, for those of you who want to learn how to conduct your own bicycle touring adventures, whether that be in Colorado or anywhere else in the world, be sure to pick up a copy of my book, The Bicycle Touring Blueprint. This is a book that has helped thousands of people from all around the world learn how to conduct their own bicycle touring adventures. That's me on the back of the book, and I will teach you my bicycle touring secrets inside this 400-page guide. Everything I know about bicycle touring is in here, and this is the book that will answer all of your questions when it comes to planning, preparing for, and executing your own bicycle touring adventures. You can get it at bicycletouringpro.com/book or at
biketourbook.com. Once again, guys, I am Darren Alff from BicycleTouringPro.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you out on the road sometime soon. Bye-bye. Bye.